our Business Connects Meet the Members interview series. And today joining us is Mason Resnick of Mason Resnick Photography and Generations Photo Restorations. Did I get that right?
Yes,
Fantastic. How you doing, Mason?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Jen?
I'm doing great. It's 89 degrees and we think it's going to be like 100 and something today.
It's going to be hot.
Third day in a row. Right.
Very-
Right about now, we're all wishing it was February, right?
I'm so glad I'm in my basement studio, which is the coolest place in the house, which is
You
why
are
I can
not
wear a
kidding.
jacket on when
Exactly.
it's 89 degrees.
Right. Grateful for basement offices.
Yes, very much.
Okay. All right, let's get into this. So Mason, you've been a part of Business Connects now for
3 years, I think.
3 years, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Okay. All right. So tell me something fun. Tell us something about you personally, not about the business. We'll get into that later. So Mason, you were telling us a little bit about your business.
Yes. So first of all, I'm telling a little bit about my family, and
Yes.
and so I am a grandfather, which is kind of an odd thing to get wrap my brain around. I have two granddaughters. They are 7 and 1 years old, respectively, and respectfully. I have two daughters who are right below and above 30, and I've been married for 38 years to my wife, Lori, and that's the family. Um, and yeah, I live, like I said, in Highland Park. I'm very involved in my faith community, in my Jewish community. And those are kind of the things that have nothing to do with my business, but in a way do have a lot to do with my business and helps motivate me.
Mm-hmm. And what do you like to do, like when you're not taking pictures and spending time with the family?
Israeli folk dancing is,
Fun.
is fun. Yeah, there's a group in East Brunswick that meets every Monday. And if you know anyone who's interested, I can give details. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Keeps you in shape and play music badly. Uh, I play guitar chords badly. I highly recommend Chordify, which is this great app that will take any YouTube music video and will turn it into, it'll spit out the chords so you can play along with the video, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
And if I can't do that, I have no talent. So,
Listen, we use all the software, all the tech whenever we can, right?
yeah, I mean, this is one of the good ones, and it's very AI based, but uh, good AI, not evil AI.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, well, that's cool. I think I knew that. I think I knew that. But that's cool. We have to stay active. Got to
Yes,
stay active.
very true.
Fantastic. So, for the purpose of our listeners, I know what you do, but
Right.
could you explain to our listeners exactly what you do so that it, resonates with them? Because
Sure.
I think it's really cool.
So I have two businesses. The first business, as you mentioned, is Mason Resnick Photography, which has been around for about 15 years. And I've been doing event photography, a lot of bar and bat mitzvahs, birthday parties, anniversary events, things like that. I also do headshots, real estate photography. Uh, I have architecture photography. I have a diverse portfolio, and you can see what I do. I'm going to drop my URL for that, which is masonresnickphotography.com. That is, I'm sorry, it's masonresnick.com. Leave out the photography. Sorry about that. And that's with the photography business. But then what happened is about 6 years ago, there was this massive event that had everybody isolated, you may recall. And during that isolation, there was really not much photography business to be had. And you're screen sharing, and that's
I
hard.
am screen sharing, showing
There,
everybody your
no, that looks a lot like me.
that looks a lot
Anyway,
like
so so I started uh, doing a personal project, which is I took my street photography. I have been a street photographer for 50 years. I'm actually celebrating 50 years doing street photography.
fantastic.
And as a street photographer, I've amassed a lot of pictures and I had a lot of negatives. And I decided to clean up my office one day, and I found a box of the negatives from pictures I shot nearly at that point 45 years ago. And I started going through them. I started to scan them and digitize them and fixing them up because I wanted to have kind of, uh, have an archive digitally of my work. And so I did that. And as I was working on those photos, I started to hone my skills restoring those photos. I then moved on and started restoring, scanning and restoring family photos for my family. And because my mom was the memory keeper of the family.
Mm.
And so unfortunately, whenever a relative passed away, she would get the boxes of photos. She had a closet floor to ceiling filled with boxes. And she said to me, Mason, can you go through this and make some organization out of this? So that's sort of how my second business became a reality, and that's generationsphotorestoration.com. And Generations, basically, it started with, I was doing photos for my own family. And as I was doing that, I realized I was developing skills. I thought, hey, this is something that other people might find helpful for maintaining their family's visual history. And so I started offering first the retouching part of things, which was scanning and retouching, but it was small quantities. It was just retouching a photo here and there. I've since moved on to include uh, scanning and archiving large batches of photos. So, though turning those closets full of boxes of photos into something that could be put on a thumb drive or
Mhm.
on the cloud. Most recently, I started partnering with a major online cloud storage company, and I've just started with them. And what I do now is I offer an unlimited uh, photo and video storage service. And what's interesting about this service is the pictures can be organized within the cloud. So that, let's say you wanted to have a multimedia family tree. For example, you say you want Uncle Dave and Aunt Doris is in this folder, Uncle Lou and Aunt Lil are in this
Mm.
folder, et cetera, et cetera. And grandma and grandpa are up here, and you have all the different branches of the family tree. And you can organize it so that the members of the family can go straight to the part that's relevant to them. They can certainly visit the other relatives' portfolios, but they can go to theirs, and they'll be able to add their own pictures, including pictures from their camera rolls from their cell phones,
Oh,
which is
wow.
kind of, yeah. I actually uploaded a couple of weeks ago just to test it out. I uploaded all 10,000 plus photos that were on my camera roll. Yeah, being a photographer, you end
Yeah,
up
you
having
take a lot of pictures. I think
I
I
take a
have
lot
like
of, yeah,
7,900 photos on my camera right now.
yeah.
I mean,
So, and
smartphone, not camera.
right. And so you can mix and match, and it can include the videos that you have on your phone.
Hmm.
And, so all that, and then you get it in there, and then you can organize it. So the other part of my service now is I will sit with people who are overwhelmed and help them to organize their pictures, give them the skills, either do it myself for them or teach them how to do it themselves. I spent many years editing photographs, and I have that skill, and I think it's a transferable skill uh, and something I could teach people.
Sure. And I could see it being very overwhelming for somebody to,
Yeah,
how do I pick this one? Because we're emotionally connected to the photos that we take
right,
and and to the subject in the photo, it's our family.
right.
And maybe there's a photo. I'm going to share my screen right now. And
Mhm.
a photo that's on your website resonated
Mhm.
with me.
Okay.
So this is everybody, this is Mason's secondary website, generationsphotorestoration.com. And the photo that I saw and I connected with was this very first one. So here's the before, and then here's the after. And for someone who, the generations of having beautiful furniture passed down through the family. So I can appreciate this table. I don't know these people. I
Right.
don't know anything about this table,
They
but I
were
know that,
actually, that's actually my grandmother and my three uncles
oh, beautiful.
taken in Russia.
Okay.
In
So what
Yeah,
I appreciate is that somebody in my family has a lot of furniture, and the generation before us has a lot of our family furniture. And while we don't have space in our houses, unless you have a very large house to store the very large furniture that they used to use, right? It wasn't little things, it was big, massive, very heavy furniture.
right.
So I appreciate seeing a piece of furniture from your family coming back and looking just beautiful and perfect and perfectly restored. Many of us
It's
that were
interesting
born in
that,
maybe in the 60s will recognize this. And for you youngsters, this was called a pram, not a stroller, but this was a proper pram.
right.
And wow.
Yeah, and the first picture, the one, well, the pram picture, the original one, it was a slide, and the color shifted so dramatically, and to be able to get that color back into something that's pretty much what the original colors were, that's one of the challenges I face every day, um, and I have a formula to do that. It's interesting, Jen, that you focused on the furniture and on the things. I'm focusing on the people, but it's interesting to see what people kind of what resonates with people. It's different things for different people.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to show you all a mug,
Mhm.
and I'm not going to show you the front of the mug for um purposes so nobody thinks I'm advertising for a company. But so talking about furniture, this mug was something that was earned by my father for 50 years at a company.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's very, very old and it has a logo on it. And but it's very old and it may not be a beautiful mug, but there's so many memories for me with this mug
Sure.
that's why I'm thinking. So if somebody has a picture that they something like, any of these pictures, so there's people, there's clothing where we get so emotionally connected to clothing that our family wore.
Mhm.
Would you like to tell us about anything about any of these pictures?
Well, the one that you were just pointing to, the picture that started all yellow with the tape on it, with the four people sitting at what was probably a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what I found, I mean, the clothing is amazing. This was taken around 1910 to 1915, from what I
Wow.
understand. And it was falling apart at some point, and someone had the bright idea to tape it together. The problem is that tape yellows faster than the rest of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have that brown band, and I had to equalize that, get rid of all of the damage that was on the picture. There are a lot of pock marks and things, um, but it restored the photo, and the family was so grateful. uh, Even though these are relatives that they either never met or they knew them when they were kids, and these people were very old,
Mm-hmm.
and so it gives them a connection, a multi-generational connection, and that's just a lot of fun to be able um,
Sure.
to give to give people that memory and to restore it. The first photos, the one where you like the desk, that photo fell apart as I was taking its picture. I mean,
Wow.
literally in five pieces,
I could see it's very
and
damaged.
very damaged, very fragile. And putting that back together, getting rid of the areas that were falling apart, that was one of my one of the challenges. But thankfully, this is one of the things that I've learned over the years of doing this. Uh, I've been able to build the skills, and I've been able to, Photoshop, which I use regularly, has changed so much, and my workflow has changed so much. So I can get very geeky and talk about that. But the but the more important thing is that this has created a connection, meaning for my family, that photo has gone out to my cousins, and they see the pictures of their parents and our grandmother, uh, as much younger people, obviously much younger than when we knew them,
Hmm.
and it's just uh, a very cool thing to have and to pass on to our children and grandchildren.
Yeah,
So, you know,
I agree. I agree. I have a couple copies, scanned copies
mm,
of old photos, not the original, but scanned copies, black and whites, where I can see four generations in
yeah,
one photo of my father's side of the family. And I cherish it. It hangs in my office. It's in a sleeve protector,
right,
exactly how he left it, but
mhm,
I can look at it and just kind of think, and it's my dad as a very young boy,
yeah,
and all the generations behind him. And it's just, so I think that this is what's so important about what you do is the um we were talking about the emotion behind it,
mhm,
and keeping, we're in such a generation of, I think they call this in the 80s and the 90s, the decade of excess, right? And
mhm,
everything was big and everything was loud. And but if, as we're going back, and I see so many friends going back to simpler times and homesteading and trying to live more simply, and remembering what our grandparents did, and the things that our grandparents and our great grandparents, the things that they cherished.
mhm,
So remembering that our grandparents and great grandparents didn't have enormous amounts of things, of
right,
tchotchkes, things to dust, and gigantic wardrobes. I mean,
right,
as in like clothing and things like that, unless they were very wealthy, they did
yeah,
with less. So to cherish these photos and to keep them and to have them fixed, if you have two family photos, that's such a gift for
mhm,
someone to have, and then to be able to give you to restore them and then
mhm,
frame them and have them for future generations, I think is such an amazing thing that somebody can give, leave to their children, leave to their grandchildren. We were talking a while ago about if there was somebody in, so people who go in and help people declutter their homes,
right.
that's a great person if someone's involved in that.
I would
um
love to talk to decluttering people.
mhm,
Declutter is the other kind of referral partner that I would be looking for is realtors who are helping people to older people who are moving into senior communities or into smaller spaces. So people who are downsizing. Realtors would know if they have clients who are downsizing and they have to get rid of things,
right.
and to be able to scan and digitize and then put it on the cloud or put it into a digital frame or a thumb drive, any of these things, that's going to save a lot of space.
Hmm.
Uh, so I love to talk to realtors who are working with people who are downsizing, but
Absolutely.
declutterers are also fantastic
Right.
resource. And the other thing is, if one of the ways you could know whether someone might be interested in my services, if they say, I have all these photos. I don't know what to do with them. I'm overwhelmed.
Mm,
That's the phrase that pays for me.
right.
Uh,
What do I
you know,
do with all these? Yeah.
what do I do with all these pictures? And I can give them all kinds of different options. Whether it is cloud storage or a thumb drive, whether it's just going through and editing the actual prints to figure out which ones to keep and which ones to say goodbye to. Uh, like I said, I spent 35 years in the photography business as a writer and editor and worked with photographers and helped them to edit their photos for print. So I have a lot of experience just helping people to cull their collections down to the most important ones. Now, I
True.
can't tell you which ones have the most significant people. I can tell
Mm,
you which ones are the best photographs. If
right.
there are 10 photos that are very similar, I'll tell you which ones, one or two are the best, so you can get rid of the rest. That
Hmm.
sort of thing. As I mentioned at one of our meetings recently, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I can teach you how to eat the elephant, which is those stacks of
Right.
photographs,
Right.
and turn
My
them into
brain was going to BYTE, bite.
one bite at one
Bite
megabyte
at a
at a
time,
time.
but no, literally, you meant like one photo at a time.
Yeah, one photo at a time. That's really all you can do. And
Hmm.
it seems that seems overwhelming, but what I wanted to say is I can also turn from being overwhelmed and how can I deal with this
Mm.
to this is an exploration of my family's history and
Yes.
find visual gold.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
treasure hunt. And if your mind shifts in that way, it
Mm.
becomes less of a chore and more of an adventure.
I love that. I love that. So many, you have so many offerings, and you have great referral partners, that people that can work with you, and it's a two-way street.
Yes.
I will tell um everyone, I've had experience with Mason as a photographer. During my LinkedIn training events, Mason came, and they were realtors that were learning how to
Right.
use LinkedIn to benefit themselves, to help them with their search engine optimization. And Mason um, gave us a great amount of photos and explained his business. So, Mason, we are running out of time. We've got about
Mm,
9 minutes to go.
okay.
Would you mind sharing your experience with Business Connects with the group? Just
I would
briefly.
love to. I would love to. So as I said, I've been with Business Connect for about 3 years, and it's like it's an emotional and business support group uh, for me.
I love it. I love it.
The people. It's great because I'm a photographer first, a businessman very distant second. And so I wanted to be in a group of people where they're successful business owners and maybe I'd learn a thing or two from them. And boy, have I ever.
Mm.
I have learned, Jen, through you, I've learned a lot about online marketing and especially on LinkedIn, but also just in general, SEO, keywords, getting my Google listing to be a lot more productive. And I get a lot of business from Google as a result. But
Awesome.
just the connections that I've made with the people over the years. I mean, there's been a whole different cast of characters, um, and I've made new friendships. I have become a resource for people, my friends, and my people I work with. Uh, Someone recently asked me, do I know any, they wanted to do a major home renovation. Do I have any resources? We have a realtor in the group. We have an architect in the group who I've done photography for, SusanChefmaker.com. And I referred her over the last 6 months. I think I referred her to three clients, all of whom hired her. And she in turn referred a contractor to them who's done their work, and they actually remodeled my kitchen as well. So
Awesome.
so that's one example. People have asked me questions, or I'm not sure if I have the right insurance policy. Hey, I know a guy. Uh,
Hmm.
I need a new accountant. I know a guy. Uh, and it's nice to be that kind of resource. Um, there's the idea that I'm going to give, and I know it's going to come back to me. I recently had, and this is not exactly a business connects thing, but just in terms of um, the networking thing. I recently had a shoulder injury. I
Mm.
can't get the words out,
Mhm.
and because of that, I could not lift a camera for about a month and a half, which was not
Right.
good for business.
Right.
And I ended up referring jobs to other photographers. They were very grateful. I am pretty sure that I will be on top of their minds when
Mm.
I am fully back in circulation, which I almost am. Uh, and that sort of thing has been very helpful. But getting back to Business Connects, the other part is that I get a lot of good advice from other businesses. One of the things that I really like about our meetings is that everybody gets their opportunity to speak in front of the group for 10 minutes every so often, every few months. Was it it's 4 times a year, I think it
Yeah,
comes.
just about.
Uh, so, and that's really useful. And I learn a lot about each other's business. We learn a lot about each other's business, so that when someone asks for a recommendation, it kind of triggers oh, I know someone
Mm-hmm,
who
mm-hmm.
might be a good fit for you. Uh, but the other part is that we have sessions that are more like brainstorming sessions. And, sometimes it's a problem that comes up in a specific person's business, and everybody kind of comes in with their ideas. And I've benefited from that. It's helped me a lot. I also love that we recently partnered with SCORE. Uh, and For those who don't know, SCORE, that is a basically retirees who have been successful in their businesses, who mentor people who are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and they are now frequent visitors to our
Mm-hmm.
meetings, and that's great. And I actually now have a mentor myself to help me uh, build the photo restoration part of my business, which is still the relatively new part. So yeah, that's my thing with Business Connects. I think it's
Awesome.
amazing. Yeah. And
Awesome.
Jen, I
Well,
think you've taken other business networking models and made it your own. And I think that it's unlike anything I've experienced in the past in a good way.
thank
So,
you.
yes.
Thank you. We're celebrating our 10th year this year. So we're at
10
10
years.
and a half.
Yeah.
Let's get over that hump.
Yeah.
I think they say once you get past 7, it's okay, you're legit. So it's been 10.
Right.
So I'm happy for everybody involved, that we've come so far and learned so much. We're all learning. And like you said about SCORE, we all need our mentors. It's so important.
Yeah.
Briefly before we close, just wanted to share, everybody, if this is the first time on our Meet the Member interview series, wherever you're watching, on the website or maybe on YouTube. Our website is businessconnectsnj.com. And on a hopefully more frequent basis, we will have members like Mason Resnick on this member interview series, so that you can meet all of our members. When you're interested to attending one of our Business Connects meetings, all you have to do is click this beautiful attend a meeting button right here on the website, and that will take you to our events page. We have upcoming events that we're doing with the community, and our Friday morning meetings. They start at 8:15 a.m. We meet at 90 Woodbridge Center Drive on the 11th floor. We have our own big, beautiful space, and we will not be meeting, obviously, today. We're not there. Today is July 3rd, 2026. And you will meet with approximately 20 of our other members on a regular basis.
Come to a meeting. You won't regret it.
Thank you. You won't regret it. We have so much to offer our members, the small business owners of the community, the up and coming solopreneurs. So if we've ever met at a street fair or a networking event or a big multi-chamber event, and you're seeing this is what we're talking about. So thank you again, Mason, so much. It was a pleasure to have you on today.
Thank you
Stay
so much. And
cool. Have a very productive, or no, very relaxing
relaxing
weekend.
day. Yeah.
Relaxing. It's going to be kind of crazy. And hopefully we get the rain that they're talking about.
Let's
All
hope.
right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And this is Business Connects, Meet the Member interview series. I'm Jennifer Wilner, founder of Business Connects. And today with me is Mason Resnick of Mason Resnick Photography and Generations Photo Restoration. Until next time, have a great day.